this equation is often forgotten. I'm going to go through an example where we're going to use it, and you'll see why it might be forgotten, why you might not initially look at this and say, oh, we should use the network kinetic energy theorem. So we have an example. Let's say the mass is 5.0 kilograms of the object. And we know the initial velocity of the object is 4.0 I minus 3.0 J meters per second. And we know the final velocity of the object equals 2.0 I plus 6.0 J, also in meters per second. And the question's asking for the net work. And if I hadn't just proved the net work kinetic energy theorem, you might look at this and say, we have mass and velocities. What does that have to do with net work? Right? Okay. So right now it's obvious, but be aware that you just have to look out for things like this. So we can figure it out. The net work then equals the change in kinetic energy equals the kinetic energy final minus the kinetic energy initial, or it equals 1/2 mass times velocity final squared minus 1/2 mass times velocity initial squared. So it's equal to 1/2 the mass times the velocity final squared minus the velocity initial squared. So it's equal to 1/2 times the mass, which is 5, times the velocity final, which is 4I minus 3J squared minus the velocity initial, 2I plus 6J. Oh, I gotta switch. 2I plus 6J squared minus the initial 4I minus 3J squared. Which of course begs the question, how do we square 2I plus 6J? Say again? You FOIL it, right? But what's I times the dot product of I and J? 0. And the dot product of J and I? 0. So it ends up being 2 squared plus 6 squared, right? So this ends up being 1/2 times 5 times, 2 squared plus 6 squared minus the quantity of 4 squared minus 3 squared. What do we get? Please. $82.5? It's not what I got. Say again? No, not what I got.
It's supposed to be 4 squared minus 3 squared, 4 squared plus 3 squared.
4 squared plus 3 squared. Aha!
Little closer.
There you go. Thank you, Rick. $37.5?
Why is it 4
Why is it 4 squared plus?
Because this, you're -3, here, we'll do this. 4 plus -3 squared, right?